I'll find a resource that is really, really useful, and I'll just plug it in here. So you've got a number of different webinars in here about using social media. And in here, there's a whole webinar from one of the masters, one of the best marketers via social media that there is, that I've plugged in here. And I've arranged a discount on the full course that he sells if you care to get that. But I'm telling you, what's in this webinar here, it's absolute gold. I mean, he shows you exactly what he does, and it's very similar to the way that I've used Facebook and other social media sites. And of course, now I'm about totally automated. And I even give you the specific questions to ask people. If they're a network marketer, here's the questions that you ask them. Okay, I'm making this as simple as possible for people. Now, that's not to say that there's not work involved to build a business, because there is. Okay, but it's a question of how hard do you want to make it on yourself. I would estimate that the average person who is looking to build, like for example, an Infinity 100 business or an Infinity Downline business, just by being a member of this team and having these resources available, I would say that would save you at least 800 or 900 hours. Just in time for research and study and things like that, because it's all distilled out, the most important things you need to know. Like here in pay-per-click, for example, I walk you right through the campaign. I'm setting up a campaign in Microsoft Ad Center for Yahoo and Bing. I mean, I just take you with me as I do it. So if you want to learn how to do that and you don't feel like paying for a course to teach you how to do that, you could just ride along while I do it here. And then we get into blogging. Blog is short for weblog. It's a type of website. It makes it very easy to post content. Here there's a downloadable course called WordPress 101, which is 23 separate video trainings on how to use WordPress. And again, I provide my own resources, sort of a quick start resource about hosting and installing a WordPress blog. And again, here's 3 more webinars from other I would say masters of blogging that you can access. And I mean, this stuff just goes on and on and on, you know, all about email autoresponders, writing sales copy. I mean, I even go through and I give you a formula to use when you're writing sales copy, so that if you want to build all your own pages, you've got a formula to follow, so you don't have to start from absolute scratch, and you can still create on it. You can still put your own thoughts in, but just follow the format. That's a proven format, and here I even give you an example that's all written out. I wouldn't use that example, but that's you know, just to give you the idea of how to do that. And then here in this video is actually an exercise that you can do to discover for yourself, you know, what are the things that are going to get people to look at your content? Like, what are the buttons? You know, what are the problems that people are trying to solve? And that exercise alone, I mean, I couldn't even put a price on it. You know, these are things that most people, they're not going to provide to you. They'll provide you times, you know, ebooks on how to do certain things, and usually they're mechanical things. And this is very not mechanical. This is very much about you getting in and taking a look at your market and defining who your market is, and just really looking at and defining how are you going to communicate with that market effectively so that your pages are converting. See, because it's one thing to get traffic and it's another thing to get conversions. Okay. Anyway, this goes on and on, but like for example, if I click here on the Infinity Downline page here, this is a separate password. Okay. And the reason for that is because there's a couple different programs going here, and they all have access to these general ones, and then each specific one has its own resources. And this is really where the gold is for the resources, because this takes you through. And by the way, your team, your members who join you, they all have access to all this stuff, okay? You don't have to spend hours training them. You don't have to write up all these emails to send them on the instructions and walk them through all this stuff. Like, for example, what to do first. New guy joins you, what does he do first? You send him the link to register for the team resources, and that's pretty much all you need to do. All he has to do is log in. Here's what you do first. Number 1, set up your profile, and then even gives them a link right there where they can link to do that. Okay. And then number 2, create an AlertPay account if you don't already have one. Okay. And it tells them about PayPal here, and here are step-by-step instructions on creating the AlertPay account. So when they click that, that opens another page. Okay, and it's got the video walkthrough along with all the specific information they need to put in. All right, fantastic. That right there. Okay, I just saved you 20 hours. And here, we continue with the AlertPay setup. If they don't have a business profile, here's what they do. Once they have the business profile created, they just follow these steps 1 through 17. Okay? And then, in a couple days, that person can accept credit cards through their AlertPay. So you'll be able to accept MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and AlertPay balances, all just through that AlertPay account. Okay? Now, once the account's created, next step. Here's how you create the payment button for your Infinity website so people can pay you. This is so simple. All you do, you just follow the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down. And you come out the other end. You're ready to roll. Okay, you're ready to start doing business. How long does all this take you? Maybe 30 minutes. You know, if you're kind of slow at following instructions. To get all that set up and get your entire business, your own membership site up and running, ready to start acquiring new members. Now, you can see here on this page, everything's divided in headings. Okay, you've got the Infinity Masterminds training. Now, this page, understand, this is just one page. Okay, it's just one link off of this team site. So if I click that, it's going to open a whole standalone training site. Okay, you see here the Infinity Downline Mentors Team Training and Resource Site, a proven step-by-step guidance to massive success with Infinity Downline. So first thing it does is it takes you through and it gives you your bonuses. We've got bonus 1, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the entire book here. We've got a video about mindset and how this game works from one of the masters of the game, Mr. Jonathan Budd. And of course, you know, more information about that. Here's a book on how to monetize social media and a manual on how to use Twitter to do so. Here's a free screen recorder that you can use to do your own free screen capture videos, just like the one that I'm doing for you right now. And then there's an additional one here if you, you know, find you have a preference for one or the other. We provide you two to choose from. And then here is a collection of clip art that you can use to, it's got over 1,600 pictures that you can use to put on your websites, and you don't have to worry about any copyright issues with those images. Here, bonus number 6, your Easy Website Editor. This Easy Website Editor is actually the same exact thing that I use to build this page. Okay? So it's very functional. Most of my pages that's what I use to build them, unless I'm doing like a WordPress blog, which has its own platform. Okay, so you can download that. And then here you've got your training on how to actually build the site along with the web mastery material I showed you earlier. Here, this Droid Email Seeker, bonus number 7, this allows you to extract emails from Google and based on a keyword search, and it just runs right on your computer, and it's free. So you can extract leads all day long with this thing, and it comes with the video tutorials on how to use it. Okay. Then we get into other things like a form filler. As you're learning internet marketing and you're growing your internet marketing business, you're going to end up having hundreds of usernames and passwords for different sites, and sometimes it gets hard to keep track of them. And this thing will actually do that for you and plug them in when you get to those sites.